Hi guys, this is vlog 2, my update for Sunday. So today I thought I'd talk about some of the books I'm reading. I have a pile over here next to me. I'm actually reading a lot of books right now, which is bad for me because I'm not really good at finishing books. So bear with me. I decided to do this vlog on my laptop since I have to figure out what's going on with the sound on my camera because it's making that whoosh noise. It's really bothering me. I know it was on the last video and I apologize. So I thought I'd talk today about some books and some comic books because I also read a lot of comic books. So I'm just going to pick one at random from my pile. So let's see. Oh, this is Steampunk by, we have Anne and Jeff Vandermeer, I believe their name is. This is a really good book. It's a bunch of short stories. It has some really good, I've just started it as you can see, but I really enjoy it. I only have it out for a little less than a week, so I have to read a lot by the end. So that's one book that I'm reading. Another book I'm reading is The Great Influenza by John M. Barry. Yeah. So this is about the 1918 influenza that struck the U.S., and I find it extremely intriguing, mainly because I just love disease and all that stuff, but history and hospitals are quite cool. So, I'm trying to look at the camera, this is really weird. So, that's one book. I actually borrowed this from my school library. Well, actually, my teacher. Then we have Barbara Kingsolver, A Small Wonder, which is a really good book. It's another collection of short stories, but I like it mainly because she talks a lot about real life, and I mean some of her stories are fairly interesting. Like she talks about becoming a published author and like nature and stuff, and it's really cool. My mom made me read it over the summer, and she made me read some of it. I still have a couple of stories that I have to finish. And then, as cheesy as this is, my West Side Story and Romeo and Juliet. I actually never read Romeo and Juliet because the school that I go to now, they read it in 7th and 8th grade. And at my old school, you didn't read till 9th grade. So when I came into my new school in 9th grade, I hadn't read Romeo and Juliet. So it is still on my list to read. I already read West Side Story, and so now I just have to read Romeo and Juliet. So this is like what I keep in my purse because it's nice and tiny and not very thick. The best part about this, I think, is the West Side Story. It has all of the song lyrics, which I love. It's pretty much a transcript of the movie, and that's just amazing to me. I have a lot of history books. Secrets of the Tomb. So this is about the Skull and Bones Club at Yale University. It's a secret club that's included some of our presidents that you can see on the top of the book, if it'll work. We got George W. Bush up here. And so you have a lot of that going on. It's really good. It's really cool because the author talks a lot about the beginning of the club. So the only comic book I'm reading right now, or actually I just finished it this weekend, but is the next installment of Fables. I've already read a bunch of these, but I'm on volume 5. I'm kind of slow because I read like the first 4 in like a couple weeks, and then it took me a while to get back to this because I've been on top of a lot of work, so I haven't been able to get to read any real comics lately. So this was my comic indulgence for the week. It's a nice little break from the norm, if you will. The next book I have is the Stanford Miser on Acting. If you don't know who he is, he does a lot of, he used to do a lot of acting classes in New York City, and he's famous for it. and he wrote this book on what acting is. And my director from the play I did at my school that you can kind of see that behind me, that play, I was the stage manager for earlier this year, and he gave me and the assistant director copies of this book because it's a great thing for both of us to have. I mean, I'm more of an actor than the assistant director, but it was kind of a cool thing to kind of have as kind of a textbook basically on acting, and so I love it. So I haven't read a lot of it either. I have a lot of half-started books. Then another history book is Auschwitz. This book I actually got at a book sale, I think. I know I buy a lot of books at book sales, but this is really cool. It's been translated from, I'm not sure what language, but it was translated. It's really cool because she kind of talks about how she kind of moved up in the ranks, basically, in this particular camp. She was in Auschwitz for a while, and Birkenau, I believe. And it's a really cool story, and I really like books about this type of stuff, mainly because I just find World War II and stuff really intriguing. This was I like this book. And then the last book I have here is Magic for Beginners, which is another short story book. I find that I'm reading a lot of short story books, like compiled books. I don't know. This is really kind of funny. Some of the stories are really interesting. I came across it a while ago. This was another find at a book sale, but it's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's really interesting. It kind of deals with magic and all that, and the stories are very creative. I mean, there's one about a whole land that lives in this old lady's purse. It's really cool. So this is kind of more of my fantasy. I don't read a lot of fantasy. I mean, the steampunk book is probably about the closest there, and fables a bit is the closest you get to fantasy, and this actually all of this is historical. I need to start reading some actual fiction. I'm more of a nonfiction person. So I showed you my bookshelves in the last video, and you can see I have a lot of books. I haven't actually read that many of them. Bet you if I took most of them I haven't read. I have not read that Harry Potter book. I believe that's 5. Yes, it's 5 because I haven't started number 4 yet. I've never actually read the whole series. I know blasphemy, but I wasn't much of a reader when I was younger, so I never really read. And I didn't get really back into reading until I started reading Twilight, which is sad, but I'm got back into reading. You see how many books I'm reading right now. I'm very much in love with reading. So I have a lot of fiction books that I don't read. I read a lot of comics, a lot of comics. I find comics extremely intriguing. I think they tell a lot about kind of what's going on. If you look at it's Persepolis? Yeah, Persepolis and epilepsy, and then there's a Palestine one. Oh, and there's Marvel 1761? I don't know, it's a date. Those kind of historical based comics I find so cool. So I like comic books a lot, but I also like to read historical books. I kind of love textbooks because of it. So if you want to see what else I'm reading or have read or am going to read, I have a Goodreads account. So you can go and track what I'm reading. And I also put up reviews of books. So I would go make an account on there if you're a huge reader or you read a lot. It's kind of good, especially good for SATs when you're trying to think of stuff for your essay. you can go and be like, oh, I read that book, and you can use it. So, like, I've read such things as The Crucible and the things they carried for school, and so it was nice to go back and be like, oh, right, yeah, I read those. I can use those in my essays. So that's interesting. So I also, in the description box, there are a bunch of my links, including a Deviant Art, Tumblr, Facebook, Bandcamp. Right, my Bandcamp. That's something I should talk about. So I have some of my videos of covers up. You can, I don't know, they're somewhere. I don't know where they are. But you'll see my videos on this beside me. And some of them are covers that I've done. So what I've taken is I've taken the audio off those videos and made a Bandcamp. So you can go up there and download those for free because I'm nice. I don't really care about a profit. As long as you just kind of spread the word that they're out there. What was really weird is I was about to, I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh, I should make a Bandcamp today. And then one of my friends sends me an invite to a release of his CD on Bandcamp, and I was like, that is just so weird that it happened at the same time. But his music is really good, so I'll do a link to his Bandcamp, and, oh, I gotta remember this. I'm gonna link to his Bandcamp at the bottom, and the link to my Goodreads, which I don't have in my, base thing, so I have to add that in. And also, oh, there's a video that my friend posted on his Facebook today that is kind of serious, but it was about standing up to gay and bi and lesbian and transgendered bashing in your school, or bullying, and it's made in Britain, and that was very powerful. And I found that it really spoke, and I think it kind of speaks true at our school. Not that we don't bully, but that we kind of stand up for each other. We just had our day of silence, maybe last Wednesday, and a huge portion of the school actually goes silent for. We go from 8:30 to 1:30, completely silent, and it's just amazing that these kids can do it, and I give them props. I mean, I can't, and one of my friends, who's more talkative than me, manages to do it every year, and I bless her heart for being able to do it. I've tried it, but they pass out rainbow ribbons, and it's just kind of a great day, and I'm glad that we have that kind of tolerance at our school. I'm sorry, I totally went off on a different kind of topic. I mean, I was all like, books, yay, and I'm all like, no gay bashing, blah. I'm sorry, but I find that it's kind of an important topic. So I'm gonna put a link to that YouTube video in the description as well. So go watch that. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye!